inside its own mystery. The poetic line circles back and forth, moving between and around parameters. Shifting questions like chess moves, words strike at the heart of syntax everywhere. Deploy their chord changes as notes in musical phrases, or cluster like drones silhouetted in a honeycomb if the voice box breaks. And its tone is always dry as bone, its volume mannered, meticulous, never raised above a humming whisper, but is a thin, straight line cutting through the graft of an EKG heart-monitoring machine. Doodad. No accents there, no nuance, no effervescence. As in a spew bursting, spumescent from a sudsing waterfall, the petals of spray holding faces and that foaming articulation there, when dashed over stones, its swelling deep bass of bottoms, finger-like plumes dancing upward. When the water hits the surface hard and is bridged across the light to a shimmering point by a miracle of arching rainbows, where the sun rides up through the transparency of misting flesh, and the veiling water's cloud-like breath is atomized in flicks. Shadow catchers pick and catch in black and white or luminous color frames, shot through their optic lenses like nirvana. And can be a luminous moment of pure magic when snatched from a thrilling, once-in-a-lifetime moment. And is crystallized there inside an image of what Air Jordan used to create when he soared high above the rest, up there in space as if he were Jimi Hendrix or the Prince of Darkness. Miles Dewey Davis playing blue on Aura, all playing mantras deep inside themselves, without a clue of bullshit or hesitation, without fear of switching gears, as they solo to bloom into flowers of their syncopated magic, shining high up above imitation. Their imaginations flying somewhere, perhaps out over the dome of Montana, where the eyes see clouds as shoes, or bruising battleships, cruising wide open currents of wind, light, skies blue as eyeballs there, of some Scandinavian mountain clamor, bird tracking through snow, upward toward some summit where we fix now our erring gaze, and where a flock of birds is a burst of syllables, as in a sprinkling of black notes as winged cards scattering themselves across our view, as if they were a crew of dark dots tacked to the surface of some painting, a collage of impressions flung there as if they were a herd of nervous eyes, hyperventilating as in body language of new age hip-hop cultural stew, the colors there dazzling, the aroma of their digital Planet Mac attacks sizzling, staccatic, pungent inside blooming spices of words flung everywhere as clues of generational breakdown. What else can I tell you? Except the world is square instead of round. There's no meaning to the silly question of if one walks a straight line or staggers up a hill, but an argument over shape, you know, apples or oranges, skinny or fat, or the reason some block-headed gringos slosh beer and act out rows of ugly Americans in Mexico, deep inside the microwave oven of their fogs, perhaps ratcheting up an urge of Jeffrey Dahmer, a bar or two of nuclear burnout blues, whacked out on the bullshit tip of Walt Disney's Mouseketeering trip, and stretched out on sun-fried sands of cash and carry brains, oozing madly all over gridlock freeways of LA every day. Hey, we're talking about MTV informational breakdown here. A blizzard of cardboard images hacked up and dropped in a frenzied celebration of confetti on ticker tape parade. I mean, the whole world changed after that mushroom cloud bloomed and left all those incinerated shadows inked into the world's collective brain, but whose children then rose up through schematas of grids and computer trips to strangle the money flow in the throats of the mad bombers of the West and diverted away a gaggle of greenbacks to their squirrel's nest located somewhere in official Tokyo. Imitations of cowboys and rockers there too. At best, a weird fascination with the culture of those who bombed them. Somewhere in the West, on a clear day in June, when eyes seem to see forever, reaching out, covering space from perception to recognition. What is seen, though, might not always be true, but is only possibility suggesting what might be true. As in a mirage when our eyes tell us what we see there. Square dancing in front of us are Xerox copies of Middle American porkers who are copies of other copies of other copies, and on and on and on ad infinitum. Though what might be true is that those copies we think we see are only white styrofoam sculptures of George Segal, unctuous illusions caught up in shifting light, outlining magical tricks the art of seeing plays on our terrified minds. Images grafted there through our eyes, wheedling spin doctors of influence lay down on us. As in a photo of Air Jordan, seemingly walking up there through space, his outstretched arm and hand holding a basketball, his leonine body a picture of lean beauty, strength, and grace, and the black and white colors showing no tension at all.